Got me all feeling like a fish in a. Welcome to the Fancy Tea Talk Show, where we talk about fashion, style, and entertainment, and more. And I mean, and more. So, guess what, guys? Tonight, we had two awesome guests. One is Miss Jessica. She is the author and a writer, and the other one is Mr. DJ Wildchild. Did I get that right? Wildchild, didn't I? Hey! Okay, so guys, it's just me tonight. Of course, your host Therese. Yes. So this is how it's going to go tonight. We're going to talk to both of them tonight. I'm so excited to have both of them on my show tonight. Two talented people. One is a writer. One is a DJ that's DJing around these cities. I mean, you know, different places, different area codes. Yes. Okay. So. I'm going to start with Miss Jessica. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm doing well.
That's good. So, Miss Jessica, again, you have a book that's out that you just wrote.
Yeah.
So, tell the viewers the name of your book.
Okay, so the name of my book is Restoring Broken Wings, A Redemption Story. And I self-published it in December of 2016.
Okay. So, what encouraged you to write this book?
Well, since I was a child, I always enjoyed writing, and it was always a hobby of mine. But it was a personal experience that I went through that encouraged me, that really pushed me to write about this experience and to share it with other people to help change their lives and to help them, motivate them in case they went to a situation similar to the one I went through.
Okay, good. So do y'all hear that? Once again, can you tell them the name of the book?
Okay. The name of my book is Restoring Broken Wings, A Redemption Story. And it's available on Amazon.com as well as my website, JessicaTFauntleroy.com.
Okay. So y'all keep that thought because we're going to come back to Miss Jessica. Now, Mr. DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ. Okay. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, now look, now tell us about you. And the first question I'm going to ask, what inspired you to become a DJ?
I've been doing it a long time.
Okay.
Growing up around music. And then I realized I could make money doing this shit.
Money
kinda
would
definitely,
money definitely
would,
motivate you. Okay, so did you have any favorite DJ? You was just like, man, was it someone that kind of, helped you do the ropes, or did you just one day bought it like, let me learn myself?
No, my partner Chester Sawyer, he helped me through the ropes, but like as far as favorite DJ when I was coming up, it was Kid Capri.
Okay, yeah.
And later on when it became Jazzy Jeff, so it was
like well, you kicking out some names, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So how old, if you don't mind, when you started DJing?
I was 16.
Oh, that's awesome. So, did you start at a party? Did you be like, let me DJ, let me do this? I got this.
Nah, well, what happened, like I said, I came up with my partner, Chester Sawyer. Him and Kenny B were doing, and Dom K over here. They were doing a lot of clubs in the area. And back then, that's when Baltimore was 90% of the club night was club music, Baltimore club music.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's sure.
I started doing parties, I've always been a hip-hop guy.
Okay.
So, and clubs, then you got 30 minutes of hip hop. So I was that 30-minute guy.
Oh, okay. Like, let me hurry up and get this hip hop in.
I would play the 30-minute sets. They would let me play the sets at some of the high schools when they did pretty much every high school party there was in the city, with the exception of maybe Western, because I think Boobie had Western.
Okay.
Other than that, every other high school they did. So, yeah, that, the private parties, everything. And I was a 30-minute hip hop guy. So between that and doing the mixtapes back then, and working at record stores.
Right.
So yep.
All right, now you had to tell me which record store, because the most famous one was it Rice's Harold and Westbury. Which one? There was the two main ones. I think, was they the only ones though?
No.
It wasn't.
No,
okay.
It was quite a few.
So was it either one of those or
no?
Was it another one?
We were at I was downtown. It
was okay.
What was it called? Discount City, Baltimore,
Oh, yeah, I remember
Paging,
that.
something. It was crazy. It was a crazy long name.
Yeah.
But it was like the sister store for Electronics and More, which was at Westbury Mall.
Oh, okay. Because it seems like, okay, see, I learned something.
I remember Discount City and the DJs playing
Discount
music.
City, Baltimore, Paging.
Yeah.
He sold everything. So pages, mixtapes, records. Man, we had it.
Man. Right by the light rail stop.
Yep, exactly, right there.
Yes.
Yep. So
I just heard
Howard and Mulberry.
Oh man, see now y'all know something.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's go back to Miss Jessica. So Miss Jessica, tell us a little bit more about your, a little more detailed about your book.
Okay, so like I said, I started working on this book maybe because I'm a writer. I write every day.
Okay.
And so the idea came for me to publish a book maybe in 2014, while I was still in the midst of going through a very traumatic divorce, that almost sent me into a breakdown, like a permanent breakdown. And while I was going through the experience, I was writing everything down, and God was constantly showing me that even though it was hurting me, it was what He was going to use to change my life. And so things just as it seemed like as things got worse, they got better, if that even makes sense. It was like once I hit rock bottom, homeless, starting over, having to move into a place with my 3 little children that at the time were 7, 6, and 2 years old. Wow. With no money, nothing, just starting over. Wow. And as I was recording the experience, I was writing every day because I knew that God was going to use this for something. I knew He was going to use it for something. I knew that He didn't bring me as far as He had brought me in my life before.
Something, guys.
I knew that He wasn't bringing me that far to leave me. So as I was going through the experience, I was writing every day because God was telling me He was going to use the story. And then 2015, when I got to a plateau where things were really, really finally going well for me after my divorce was over, everything was stable, I had a better place to live, a better job, and I started. Everything came back better. Yeah, I ended up homeless, but ended up moving to the biggest house I had lived in on my own. That was mine, and no one could put me out of. My children were in a better school. My ex-husband and I were divorced, but we were getting along, and things were going well. And so I saw how God restored everything I lost. And so that's when I was like, okay, because everything is about timing. You can't release a story until God allows you to release it. You can't release something until God gives you permission. And in 2015, God started giving me permission. And so I started going through all my journals. I had about 5 of them, full of all kinds of horrific experiences from that experience. And I started picking through what would gel together to create a story that would be cohesive and that would be able to motivate someone else. And so that's where Restoring Broken Wings, a redemption story, came along.
Wow, it was like a setup for your come up.
It was a setup for a major.
Would you say for a major
comeback? It was like the biggest comeback of my life. It made me see, how God works, and He's so intentional. Like the things that you think are going to break you down are actually God shifting. He was shifting. He used all of that to build me a better life.
Someone passed the offering. She up here.
I'm
past the offering.
So yeah,
seriously, honey. Yes, you already. I didn't even read the whole book. Guys, she just brought the book in, and the first 3 pages, I was just like, wow, I don't know if I'm gonna even, put the book down and have them just talk amongst themselves while I'm sitting here. But just to hearing, you talk about it, it's expiring already. Just to hear what God, took you through. There's so many women and maybe men also. I don't want to leave men out. This is not a sexist thing. They go through stuff with their significant other. Right. Just to know how God do really bring you out.
Right. And it's not just a story for women. It can be for men, a young girl, because it's not just about domestic violence and divorce. It's about finding yourself and growing from the things that break you down and loving yourself. It's about self-worth. It's about self-love. It's about redemption. You can be redeemed in any situation. And so I think that the story can resonate with anyone who has been through a difficult situation and can't see their way out of it. And so it's a story of hope. That's the goal, to give you hope. So
to let you know that God will bring you out.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yes, you must read the book. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to Mr. DJ. Where did the name Wildchild DNA come from? Especially DNA is in your DNA. I just can't. I want to hear it.
The Wildchild was just something.
You was wild.
From young.
I could see it in your eyes through those sunglasses.
Out there, but DNA is just pretty much an acronym for my name. It stands for DJ Nate Anderson.
Oh, that's smart.
So you was a wild in these streets. Ain't like I'm just going to turn it on the turntable. I'm gonna put the wildness in the turntable.
There's a few names before that, but that's the one. That's
the one you stick
one we
to.
stick with. We're not gonna talk about those.
Why can't we talk about? Can you give us one old one? Come on, just give us one to say no.
Some things gotta stay.
You gotta want to keep it in the past.
Gotta stay in the grave.
Somebody dig it up for me and inbox me here. Quite sure y'all know who he is. Dig it up. Send it to Fancy Thing.
Nah, it's gonna be hard to find. There might be one or two people that know those names. Nah, you ain't gonna find that.
Oh my goodness. So Tyra is where the places that you currently DJ on a regular now.
Well, currently, I'm at Sangria on Fridays. I do Slate. I have a drummer that plays with me. We call ourselves a D&D band.
Real nice.
So we play there at Slate on Sundays, day party, 5 to 9. Then I do a lot of concert stuff. We just did a Red Man, Meth Man concert. We got Busta Rhymes on the 29th.
Awesome.
Working on some festivals. I'm also co-owner of the radio station 66 Raw Radio also.
Yeah, that was one of the question guys. He took it. We'll talk about that later.
So,
Go
yeah. I do a morning show Monday through Friday on there.
Okay.
Along with specialty broadcasts. Like we do broadcast out of Atlanta.
Oh,
Patchwork
really?
Studios in Atlanta. That's where we just moved the headquarters to recently.
Awesome.
And then other than that, it's wherever I'm booked.
Right.
Like
So
I'm in New York next week and
just goes.
Yeah, wherever I'm booked.
Good.
Portugal
International.
last year.
Just
Yeah.
keep going places.
Yeah.
So, what can you say the best thing about being a DJ? What's the best experience do you get?
I'm on my own time.
Okay.
I'm always on my own time. As long as I get to the club on time, other than that,
You good.
the rest of the day.
So you're an on-time DJ.
Yeah, I'm gotta be on time. Hey, don't get me wrong. I didn't used to be like that. I used to be that late guy all the time. But as you get older, you start paying attention to time and business just in general. When you're doing this for a living, you have to treat it like you pretty much treat it like it's a 9 to 5 in a sense.
Right.
So yeah, I ain't that late guy no more.
Oh my goodness. So do you get any type of adrenaline when you DJ? Like, do you just be into it like, and then just get lost in the music as you DJing yourself?
Yeah, most of the time that's what happens. About 4 or 5 Heinekens in, it's showtime.
What is your favorite experience now? Like, name one as DJing. What was one of your favorite experience? Or
my favorite experience?
Yes.
It had to be like around the time when I first started, before I even got good.
Okay.
When I was horrible. But I was doing mixtapes back then when mixtapes were still on cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
Real mixtapes. And my mother had moved to Japan. So
wow.
I went out there to visit her, and she had it was like a clothing store there that sold my tapes. She would
Japan?
She would drop them
wow.
off. She would drop them off to the store. So the guys booked me because they knew I was coming to town.
In Japan?
So they booked me. Yeah, they booked me to.
Oh, that was an awesome experience.
So, but the crazy part is when I went to meet the guy that was taking me to the club, I met him outside the store, and it's like a group of like 30, 40 kids screaming and yelling my name.
Wow.
Like, you DNA, dancing, break dancing and shit.
Wow.
I'm like, I don't know how to take this. I don't know how to do this. Because like I said,
wow.
I still sucked. I wasn't good yet. In my opinion.
Right.
I mean, they love me, but
it seemed like their culture love hip hop though.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So do you think you will ever go back to Japan and
definitely.
Now that you're like, shh, if y'all love me then y'all watch me
it's
now.
showtime, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they just gotta cut the check, that's all.
Yeah, spend that check and get it right back. Spend that check.
Yeah.
Spend that check and get it right back. Now, Miss Jessica.
Yes.
When you was writing your book, was it emotional or was you through with that and you just wanted to like, I'm just gonna...
It was emotional in a sense that it was like freedom.
Okay.
It was like I was putting the story together, and I was already living. It was my story. I had lived it. It was my testimony, and it was like putting it together. It finally made it all make sense. Like I knew that it was going to be a tool, a mechanism to bring freedom to other people. And so as I put it together and I was typing it up, and I was crying, but they weren't tears of sadness. It was tears of joy. Like I was able to see God's hand, how God's hand had been moving all in it, and how he had put it together just right. Even when I thought that it was like going to sink me.
You know, when they say, I thought all hope is gone.
Yeah, it was like it all made sense. It all worked together for my good. And so that's like what's on the back of my book. It's a story that reminds you that all things work together for the good of those that are, that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose.
Right.
And, one of the things that I tried not to do when I was going through the situation was lose faith, lose hope, turn away from God.
So how did you hold on to your faith through your situation?
I go to the best church in the city of Baltimore, in the state of Maryland, in the United States of America, in the whole wide world.
Wait, but that's not even my church. What church you go to?
New Bethlehem Baptist. My pastor is Dr. Lisa Weir.
Okay.
And I just happen to be a part of a church that I have a strong church family that is very supportive. And, when I was in the midst of going through everything, from the diaconate to trustees to members to choir members, I was surrounded by support. And so seeing their faith in me, encouraged me to be faithful in myself and to stay focused on God.
Right.
And so it was like they were like a pillow that I laid on when I was too weak to stand up on my own.
As situations that I have been through, sometimes we get really, weak and we, forget about the face. That's why it's so good to have people surrounding you that, that can bring you back up. That's why God put those people in your life. And it's like, hey.
And I also have an extremely supportive family and great friends. It was like I made sure that in my weak moment, I already was going through enough. So I had to surround myself with people who were going to do right by me and were going to support me. Because if I would have had the wrong people around me, I would have sank.
Right.
And the enemy really would have been able to destroy my life.
Right.
And so that's how I was able to put the story together.
Yeah. And it's always, God said, that small seed of faith is all you need.
And the response has been phenomenal.
Awesome.
It's been like beyond phenomenal. Like people inbox me, call me, write messages on my Amazon saying how much the book helped them and how it helped deliver them from abusive relationships, low self-esteem.
Wow.
So it's been, I just thank God, that's all I can say. Because it's not me. It was God delivering me.
Oh,
so,
man.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, it put a smile on my face. I see the smile on your face, honey. You was like, look at God. I have this t-shirt coming out, and it's just like, I am her. And, I am her is about different females. I'm going to get one for the dudes, too. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I am him. You know what I'm saying? So, it just tells you, and it's not a cocky thing. It's a thing about, like, hey, encouragement. I am that person. I am her. And, people go through stuff. I am her falls in so many different categories. When you go through something and you make it through, I am her. When you succeed in your goals, I am her. I am him. You feel me? I am. And, and I said I wanted something that means something. And, so if y'all ever see me write stuff and say I am her, read it because it just lets you know. We all go through difference, and people act like they scared to talk about their experience, even their success. I think it's awesome when people talk about their success and experience because it should motivate people. If it don't motivate you, there's something wrong with you. Like there's something that you need to deal with within yourself. I love to hear people's success stories. That's the reason why I got into, radio and get to interview different people to listen to that story. And there's a story behind everything.
Right.
And if you're doing it just because it doesn't make sense, it's like, what is your passion behind it? Because your passion going to draw people to it. You know what I'm saying? Your passion, because you're going to put everything into it.
Right.
So people want to be like, hey, what? He's so passionate, or she's so passionate. I want to go ahead and see what's, what they're passionate about, and it's going to draw them to your brand.
Right.
To your kind.
Right.
So tell me some tea. So is this going to be the last book, or we have
No, actually, so, when God gave me the vision for Restoring Broken Wings, a year later, I was in discipleship class with the best teacher, Minister Pat.
Okay.
And she was saying how when God tell you something, you got to keep, a pen and pad with you, or else the enemy will try to take it out of your mind. So God showed me JL Inspires. He kept showing me JL Inspires. So JL Inspires is my company.
Okay.
And the vision of the company is to create materials to help people see their worth and live their dreams based on a Bible verse that talks about, it's 1 Peter, I believe it's 2 verse 9. It's about us being a royal priesthood, a holy nation, people being called out of darkness, into his light. And so JL Inspires, the first project is Restoring Broken Wings, a redemption story. But the second project is going to be my second book, The Guide to Living Royal, which is about recognizing the royalty that God put in us when he created us. And so the goal is to help people live their full life, because that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to maximize on all of the things that he puts inside of us. So that's the goal.
Awesome.
Yep. So this is going to be the first book.
This is the first book, guys.
Yeah.
Y'all have, oh my goodness, y'all have to pay attention. Y'all have to listen. Y'all, she's going to be here. We're going to see her on Oprah Network and everything else.
I received that.
Oh my goodness. And let's talk about the DJ that's going to be everywhere we go. Hey, he get ready. I'm telling you, we speaking this. And y'all doing great things too. So where do you see yourself, in 5 years? What is your goals for, your DJing and you said you have a station, it's called 66?
66 Rock.
66 Rock. So, what do we have to look forward for that?
Just expansion. Just continuously expand. Like I said, I just recently shut down the Baltimore studio. Moved the headquarters from Baltimore to Atlanta.
That was awesome. What encouraged you to do that to Atlanta?
Well, we have been broadcasting from Atlanta for over the last year anyway.
How was that
just
going?
once a month. It was great. Every time is great, but it's just like the energy is so different. Atlanta.
Really? Tell us the energy.
I mean, it's everything is, as they say, everything is lit.
It is.
Everything is lit. It's already, it's all like it's easier to interact with the people. It's not as, people there more so understand the game.
That's good.
They more so, even artists, the hunger that the artists have there is so much more than is from the artists locally here in the DMV area.
I'm glad you said that. Like, seriously, I just think certain places, because I do certain things, I just think certain things in certain states going to take off more than others. I just think it is like that. Baltimore, I don't know. I wish they can, I love it here because I was, of course, born and raised. But I do think they need to be more supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to pull people legs. But they said the people who are supposed to support you are going to support you.
Right.
But, I think people can learn from each other too, instead of taking it as, I'm not going to deal with them because they're doing something with their life.
I don't think it's so much a support thing. I think it's more so a lot of the people that are trying to do things aren't really serious about doing it.
That's true,
so they don't put 150% into themselves. If you put
them
the work
lack
into
of
yourself, you're going to get the results, no matter where you are. It's just about doing the work.
Yes.
Everybody wants to skip the process. They don't want to do the grind.
That's true.
Everybody wants the success,
like
but nobody
that.
wants to do
You
the
want
work
to
to get
skip
to
the
the
part,
success. Yeah.
but they want to receive from a grind that they ain't put work in.
Can't do that. You can't cheat the game.
They
The
say
game
you reap
remembers.
what you sow, so you better sow some good things,
Exactly.
baby. You got to, and you got to work for it. You know what I'm saying? You got to work for it. Like you said, you've been doing this for 23 years, and it gets better because you keep. And that's another thing people don't understand. Reinvest into your brand. Don't go out and try to spend the little bit of money you got, and your brand going to continue to go down. All that, right? You know what I'm saying? Popping bottles,
80 bottles of Ace of
and
Spades,
your brand is going down. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Invest into your brand. Again, I haven't said this before as a business owner as myself and gone to several business classes. That's one of the biggest things that they tell people, that it takes 5 years, statistically,
Minimum.
God could bless you before that, but statistically to break even, but that's because you have to reinvest into your own brand, and so people, like you said, is so busy, I seen a post that said people want to look like they win and should have really won.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Instagram got the game all messed up.
Right. Why would Instagram got people hood, rich, and everything else. I mean, everybody famous.
Everybody's somebody.
Everybody's somebody's like
everybody's a star, but we ain't got no fans no more.
Right. No.
That's the problem.
No, and like you said, I don't want to look like it. I really want to win. So, and somebody said this is the only thing that I would tell them that's not true, is that because I'm on social media, they said, if, people put more time in social media than they put in there investing into something. Hey, that's not true. I'm on it, but I invest a lot.
It's a lot of people that do. It's a lot of people that do.
Like faking it. Like it never works if you fake it.
Till you make it.
Oh my goodness.
Instagram has kind of redefined the term fake till you make it.
They did. It's so sad though. I mean, I just had fun reading stuff on there, and
the fronting's at an all-time high.
Yeah, it is fronting. It is fronting because some people, like I said, they want to look like they win and really win it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some people want to act like they don't have the struggle to win. Like, look, nobody's saying, that that food is taken out of your mouth. But if I don't have to get my nails done this week or for the whole month, and if I had to wear a ponytail, because I have good girlfriends that can curl my hair. You know what I'm saying? But if it's gonna save me money to do what I have to do, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? But long as at the end, see, y'all living for right now, I'm living for later. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. People are living. I mean, you want to live regardless, but invest into your future if you're planning on having one. Exactly. What you do today is what can go down towards your future. It's like a down payment. You keep building your future, what you doing today. So So if I don't drive a Benz, but then I have my big old house, yes, with my white horse sitting in the back, none of that stuff matter. I can drive. Yes, I'm gonna ride my white horse into the sun. Hey! Did you get it up? Ooh, my secret. Ooh. That's right. But that's all I'm saying. Like, none of this stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just tell people, none of that stuff just matters. Everything that matters to me, especially when you have kids. Did you have any?
Not yet, no.
Not yet? Wow. Congratulations. Seriously, it's not too. I thought Diamond K was the only one. Nah.
No juniors yet. No juniors yet.
It's okay though. It's okay though. My kids came at the right time. So, but yeah, you want to live for them. I mean, eventually you're gonna have children if you decide to. And you gotta, you have to live for them. More importantly, that's another big thing. Showing our kids how to really do it. You know what I'm saying? They need these type of role models, and then they need to know, because they have it confused where they start from. They thinking that they buy these belts and they buy these clothes. I mean, I have sons, I know all about it. They buy these all nice old, try to buy these expensive shirt. Want you to spend all this money on this. It's like, baby, we work for stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. And they need to hear, like, young men need to hear your story. Young women need to hear your story, And it's like, hey, this is where you start from, and this is where we get to. You have to build, and it have to mean something in what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saw something you want to do, you stuck with it. And you can, what advice would you give to, someone who just starting, from the bottom and working their way up to the top? I mean, what would be your advice?
Do your research and be consistent.
Be consistent.
You just gotta be consistent.
Be consistent.
Cross your T's, dot your I's, follow up is the most important thing.
That's
consistent.
That's good. That's really good advice.
Yeah. And what advice would you give to young women just starting out? Again, this book is, this is just the beginning, and you said it already been like phenomenal.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to people that what, I'm gonna change my that's trying to figure out what God had for them, because some people don't know how to move when God say move.
Well, I think that my advice would be to be still and listen, because in the stillness you can hear a lot. And sometimes people don't like stillness because it might be scary, but I feel like you learn the most in stillness. God can really speak to you. And when you listen to him, you know, it might not always be things that you would like to hear. So being obedient and being disciplined and listen to what God says and moving in the direction that he says and seeking him in everything you do. You know, because if he's not sought first, nothing is going to work out. I mean, for me, if God is not in the midst of something that I choose to do, then, oh my God, I'm going to hurt this little girl. If God is not in something that I choose to do, that's my daughter. If God is not in something that I choose to do, and you know, because I can hear his nose very clearly, then even if it hurts me, I still have to go along with what he says, because I know that if I try to go against what he says, you know, then you know, it's not going to work out for me. You know, it's all about obedience for me, because I would rather be in the will of God, you know, and you know, I'd rather be in God's will and be obedient and living the life that he wants me to live than to take control of my own life, because my choices on their own aren't you know, this is how I ended up in a situation that was in the beginning of this book, disobedience to God. So that's what I would say, you know, being obedient.
Okay, guys, so there y'all have it, but we will definitely be back with Miss